Going to take a lot of convincing for me for this final pick here for Keen to think that Gen.G can actually turn the tides. And they will look for just the robust front line here of the Scion. This draft does a lot of different things for Gen.G.
He's been very consistent with this, but I think that Gen.G have a suspicion.
The flash comes in. Duro is in a bit of trouble. He is going to get away, but now the follow-up from Peanut is right there. And Duro, with the red buff ticking, they'll give this kill right over to Viper, and immediately Hanwha Esports are on the board.
This is what Peanut does best. He sees a lane that has prio, and he hits straight there in his early pathing. Heads down here to the bottom lane, knows the pushing Nico is there, and even though there's a ward there for Gen.G, they're unable to react quickly enough. A little bit of greed with that strong push in the bottom lane is punished heavily by Peanut. Now, they did have to commit summoners in order to get this done, but they got both of Duro's as well as the kill.
And now we got Hex Flash maybe in the mid lane. Peanut setting up for this one. Chovy probably gonna have to flash, doesn't even do it! Accepts his fate, and Zeka picks up a kill. Both the carries already online for Hanwha Life.
And in the trash talk video, Kenyon said, that's fine, Peanut. You can do whatever you want. I'll finish your jungle.
So in playoffs, that's kind of been the way it has been rolling for both of those supports. Doesn't necessarily mean that it'll continue, but either the streak continues or it gets broken right here for both of those support picks.
Looking for a bit of a wraparound here on the Vi, setting a trap for Peanut.
Yeah, I mean, they should know that he has started this one up, as now Chovy going to be spotted. They just go on a delight here as the follow-up just not there. And now in comes Hanwha Esports, just going to knock away the one guy, the support. And now the follow-up here on a Canyon, who is in a lot of trouble. Does get that shield up, though, and a bit of health on the follow-up. The damage not quite there, and finally they get it, but Zeka is going to immediately bite the dust. Viper also on the run as Chovy looking for more. Needs a Q, needs something, and they finally do get him down. Chovy collects the kill, and Gen.G do strike back.
Nico being knocked away at first, it looks a little bit rough here for Gen.G. Canyon's able to stall us. They're still going.
Yeah, we got a fight in here. It looks like Canyon wanted to fight for the grubs, but he's by himself against 4 people. Says, I can take the 1v1, but not the 1v4. And eventually, we see that he gets one grub, but he loses his life. That's not worth it.
There's just no support for him here, even though Chovy had TP on the back, doesn't commit it.
Yeah, looks like Zeus is going to hop away, so he's fine there. But denying the TP is what's important, if possible.
Right.
And Keen is just running down here with this ult, so he can join the fight if necessary. As now we do have the teleport coming out, and the Scion is going to be ulting in. They try to go in onto the front line here. A ton of damage into Canyon, and he will be going down, but it's in a trade for the support as Peanut super low himself. Keen frontlining for the team, as Zeus kind of just has to get out of here. Zeka just zoning the rise, but not good enough, and Zeus will have to flash away, looking for the double dragon. Is Gen.G. And can they actually lock it down? It's a massive shockwave comes in from Zeka. He only gets the one, though. And it is going to be the Dragon going the way of Gen.G for double Dragon.
And it was almost a potential steal away there by Viper there at the end. He's not quite able to secure it against a smiteless squad, but very, very close to really backfiring there. Massive shockwave from Zeka. If Viper was on the other side of the fight, that could have been more disastrous for Gen.G instead.
And you take a look at where the gold is here for Gen.G, even though they're behind overall. Ruler's getting really fed. He's 2-0-2. He's got double buff, and this Ezreal's going to hit his 2-item spike very early. Right as I say that, maybe I cursed him, is now trying to go in and take down Viper. Trying to take the 1v2, does get the kill, and now Zeus is like, well, I guess maybe I'll take him out eventually here, but still, the fact that he was able to get a kill in that circumstance is big.
When you have a 2-carry composition, it's looking pretty good if Ruler's one of them as he gets the trade, and that allows the cross-map to be favorable for Gen.G.
Didn't end up being a caster curse at all there, Chronicler. He just outplays it.
Yeah, of course, they're not real.
But man, Keen has gotten so much alone time with his turret. He's actually almost taken the whole thing out here, by the way. First brick on the line.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get it, and that means that they're one objective away from the feats of strength, as now he got an engage coming in, but that's on a Ruler. He's totally fine, and now they just turn on a Peanut. The damage is huge. They can't quite take him out, and finally they do. Canyon gonna pick up that kill. And Gen.G immediately turned the fight around, and Keen is having a ball down here in bot lane.
He's just ulting Zeka. He's like, I took your turn, I'm gonna take your health bar too.
I think he might have actually interrupted Zeka's ult, because Zeka's TP, or Zeka's teleport rather, is on cooldown.
Yeah.
I don't think he was able to join. Maybe that was why Hanwha Life played that aggressive, because they got the ult on Duro. Maybe they could have looked for something on the exit. Delight did have sums available, could have chased a bit further, but I agree. I think that was it's a big deal because Dragon is about to spawn, and now Gen.G have tempo.
I think Zeka might not have even had ult, right? Because he ulted the wave to try to defend the turret moments before. Either way, going to be a big charge here.
Well, that's going to be a canyon right in the middle of all of them. Doesn't seem to care, though, as everybody's here for Gen.G, and they want another turret. They will get it. Zeus does not join up for a fight. He's just going to take his time on this top turret, but maybe now another Drake.
They have to.
Gen.G, get the free bottom turret, stop the teleport, win the fight in mid, get Herald, push it into mid, and then now have Dragon Prio as well.
Duro's the one that's there first. Chovy's able to get Prio consistently.
Duro kind of an interesting spot here, but they don't want to go all in, just onto the support. This damage
TPs
done for this Dragon. The TPs are coming in. The Scion from the left side is Delight not really finding an engage angle. He's just rooted forever, and now Keen is in the front line, and Delight is just dead. He's just out of the fight, and now the front line is immediately burst down. Down goes Peanut, as a bunch of damage coming in from the side of Zeus, but he can't do it all by himself. Kenyon gonna get the Drake. Only Duro goes down. Viper hits the ground as well. It's a triple kill for Chovy.
This is the fight Gen.G was looking for. They are able to eventually force Hanwha Life Esports to make a call, make a decision. Delight's trying to find the engage angle, but can't find anything, is rooted and blown up. Gen.G gets soul point, they get the team fight win, and they'll take an Otacon on top of all of it.
But it feels like Hanwha Life haven't perfectly been on the same page in a lot of these fights, and it kind of started with the mid moment where Peanut went in too deep, the interrupt came through, and now Gen.G in control, it doesn't allow you to really play the game.
I love how Gen.G are playing this.
All right, Peanut again trying to make something happen. They turn on him, but it is a trade for Canyon at least. But still, this mid lane turret is going to go down. And the damage is being done by Zeus into this Scion. He's got that Leandries, but it's just not enough, especially when Zeka's not here.
This is one of those trademark Gen.G moments where, like, okay, Scion doesn't have TP.
And we'll see, they can just play for Nash.
Yeah, look at the level difference that was just highlighted there. Zeka not level 16 for this fight. Gen.G looking to fight a straight up front to back here, it looks like. Zeus is going to be found on the flank here. Gen.G looking to push in and looking to declare this Ocean Soul theirs. Will they be able to do this? This looks like maybe the most straight up fight we're going to have in this game.
The Ruler.
But it really comes down to Hanwha Life Esports. Ruler is doing a very nice job of poking down, but Keen has taken a decent chunk here from the Corki, who is online. Peanut goes in, but again, that's onto the Scion. They're trying to chip him away. They're not quite able to do it just yet, as this one is going to be engaged right onto the front line. Duro is going to flash away. The Scion is taking everything up. Duro is down, and the Redemption is used. The ult finally gets Canyon away, but Chovy accesses the backline. Peanut steals away the Drake, and Chovy is unaccounted for. The shockwave, though, is pretty gigantic, but look at Ruler on the left side. Nobody looks at him. The fight is heavily won by Gen.G.
You finally got the Scion down so low. You're finally able to take out Chovy, but the second threat comes in. Ruler's over the wall, and he's at full health, and he is just going to clean up the fight. That's the win for Gen.G there. They lose the Dragon, but they've got their eyes on a bigger prize here in the Baron.
And Chovy, for me, was the difference maker. He was the one that set it up. I want you to look at how much threat he generates onto the backline here. Continues, he knows he's on vision.
Hanwha Life hoping for another fight on Dragon, but man, Gen.G are not giving up any control. No vision here for Hanwha on the map.
Well, Peanut's going to find some. He's not going to like what he sees as he runs straight into Gen.G. And the amount of lockdown that they have with the Nico, the Vi, the Rise, it's just not able to get away.
And it's been kind of the inverse. Peanut had an incredible start to this game, but I think as often is the case with Poppy, if you ever do lose control and you're playing Poppy from behind, it's not very fun.
Just going to Scion ult straight into the front, and everybody gets delivered to the back line with the Realm Warp. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Over the wall they go. Zeus goes down, and Gen.G are just rolling Hanwha Life Esports now. It is an ace, and they might just end the game right here, 30 minutes in.
This is such a big shift of momentum here for Gen.G already in this first game. Bit of a rougher early game, but they turned it around so hard and crushed Hanwha Life Esports with a 10,000 gold lead here at 30 minutes.
Ends up being not a very close game if you look at 15 minutes onwards or so, as Gen.G run it from there on, and they take down game number 1 here at the 2025 Uribank LCK Grand Finals.
team fight nearly perfectly through the mid game and onwards. You could see that clear spot that you were mentioning, Valdez, around 15, 16 minutes in where Gen.G took control of the game. They never relented after that. And Gen.G available here in the second. Gen.G have already won one game on red side. Here in game 2, opt to wait and see what the full composition is before locking in that Kaisa.
So almost gets double scuttled here, Canyon.
Looking to maybe turn this one around as the max range. Wind becomes lightning. He's going on in, but they're not fully committing to this. And now the slow is there on a Canyon. Make that a pillar follow-up as the flash away, but still they flash jump on in. The exhaust going to help out big time. And now Peanut's taking so much damage in this front line, but so is Keen. But at the end of the day, Canyon going to turn this one around as his flashes in, tries to take it 1v2, but instead gets sat down by Canyon.
At least he was able to get the kill very, very close there in the final moments. It's a really strong 2v2 here for Zeus and Peanut if they get to fight second there, but they're not quite able to get it done. Peanut goes back in. And this big moment here in this second game, Gen.G already taking a small lead. Now Hanwha Life will get this first dragon, maybe more, looking for more.
Yeah, Delay really trying to exert a lot of pressure down there and push them away. Zeus does not have his flash. Now the needles are coming in. Keen taking an aggressive trade as he is getting low, but not low enough as Kenny gets in, picks up a third kill. As Hanwha Life get the Drake, but now you've got a 3-0 Xin Zhao.
And Zeus disrespecting there. You are on the weak side. Your team is taking the dragon.
As we're going to see a potential all-in here, but once Duro shows up, Viper thinks better of it.
That is good CC.
Yeah, it is, but now he got some needles coming on in. Keen taking an aggressive trade once again. The overheat comes out as exhaust utilized. Keen, he wants the kill, and he wants it now. He will pick it up, but he does go down in the trade. Has to utilize exhaust as well for that one, so I suppose Zeus will be happy with the way that one went.
Doesn't really go their way because Viper has Kraken Slayer. And Ruler has a cause. Oh, Canyon.
Well, we got full summoners here for the side of Hanwha Life Esports. We'll see if Viper can get away. He's not going to flash the knock-up, uses the barrier, and at the end of the day, he just goes down, and now the Talia's in. That's 2 kills now for Gen.G.
They have to get something cross-map here. They have to, or they're in big trouble.
They might just be able to exhaust is still on cooldown, and 3v1, they will be able to at least take down Keen, but that is 2 kills. One more in a Canyon's pockets, one for Ruler to help catch him up, and the Dragon on top of it.
And the Canyon was able to get so much in this exchange. Like, during that fight in the bottom lane, he was able to get Raptors, then wrap around to get into the bottom there. I think Hanwha Life just did not account for it, then rushed to make the play topside. They will be able to get this turret as well, so that's a lot of gold injected here into Hanwha Life. This is a really important timing here where Gen.G need to make a clean decision. Do we outplay them with a Weaver's Wall? Do we try to force this fight, or do we simply give it up and try to get something elsewhere? Because this fight could blow up in the game.
Trying to go on a Ruler here that's already a ton of damage as in goes the Leona, but Duro is there for the peel, takes a bunch himself, but the follow-up from Chovy gets there on time. The equalizer only hitting Canyon as eventually Ruler doesn't have any way to get out, and they do collapse onto him. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Lots of damage done here by HLE, and they're pushing bot at the same time.
That's a big win for Hanwha because they're also able to, again, get Zeka even more gold.
To these carries here for Hanwha Life. Now we're on this fight here for the Herald. Zeus does not have his ultimate back online just yet, though.
It was Zeus' ultimate, though, that killed Ruler there because he couldn't actually walk it off the way that he wanted to.
They're committing to a fight on the bottom side here with the exhaust. They want to take down Zeka, but he's a Kali. This is very difficult to lock down. Toby doesn't have his ult. And meanwhile, Hanwha Life Esports were just getting the Rift Herald, so that's going to feel very good once again to get another TP out of Gen.G.
Canyon wants to try to stop his back here.
He'll be able to.
Might be able to just take him down at this point. No ult available for Zeka. We got redemptions coming in as Canyon says, I want this kill. And I want it now, but the flash is going to come out as there's the W. Follow-up kill from Ruler from downtown in the jungle. Going to take him out.
And thank you for the delivery, says Ruler. I'll be taking that kill as the Kaisa now 3-1. Does mean Hanwha Life have tempo on the next Dragon spawn. And they are a dangerous team if they can get access to a Cloud Soul. Gen.G, though, it's only the second Dragon, so they're going to get this one up.
Yeah, just one Cloud Drake for now is what they're going to say. It didn't look like Gen.G were really in a position to reset and get there on time anyway, so just kind of had to give it away. Hanwha Life Esports will very much enjoy that objective.
The push in the top lane is free for Zeus. He can take a free back right now, and that threat on the Otacon is still there. I mean, they do a lot of damage. Gen.G have to respond. There's the TP from Zeus. Keen will likely have to match here.
Yeah, King will definitely have to mash. You can see that Duro's going in, but he's going to be locked down. He kind of gets denied his way out. Still has the quickness, but zoned away very low on HP now. As you see the flank coming in, has to flash the seismic shove already. And now the engage is going to be forced here by Delight. It's in onto Canyon and onto Ruler in that backline, but they have so much damage onto that Leona. They can't take out Ruler, as look at Zeka goes so deep, but eventually just goes down, and Ruler survives this entire fight. Viper doing an excellent job of kiting it out, but he's the only one alive. And Chovy goes in and shuts him down, takes the kill, and Gen.G take a gigantic fight.
Chovy will take no chances, even though it's just Viper. He's bloodthirsty for the kill, not allowing Viper to try and get something around this Otacon.
Viper can't get it done alone when there's no front line and everyone else has already just disappeared.
And again, it's the combination of that reap. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, we got another fight here. Looks like Hanwha Esports kind of half-heartedly just kind of running in there as Duro's going to get away. It's a big equalizer, though. They take out Keen. The follow-up is there for HLE. They want to get Duro, but it's not enough. Finally, they do get him on the backside there, but in goes Ruler with the assassination. But this time, Viper has tons of room, gets the shutdown on the Xin Zhao. And Chovy here on the run, trying to take the disengage cone, but the follow-up from the Yunara is just too big. It's 2 shutdowns for Viper's Yunara.
A good counter punch, though, coming through from Hanwha Life, taking a little bit of tempo out of Gen.G Sales that really wanted that mid lane turret. Ooh, and something we haven't talked about yet, but I do actually think is now worth to mention. There's Ruler. He's Peanuts there.
It's the Ruler spot. He's by himself in the Ruler spot. Who could have predicted this? He just goes down essentially for free. No flash, no way to get out, uses his cleanse. And yeah, he just got flanked by the Trundle and had no idea. It was kind of in no man's land.
And 3 out of these Hanwha Live members have been in the LP. I think you see it right there. Ruler getting caught off guard, but also the immediate attempted collapse from Zeka to catch them in the rotation.
Just continue to force those scrappy fights you were talking about, the guerrilla warfare, Valdez, that has been so successful for them in this mid and now nearly late game.
You see a fight brewing here. Delight kind of by himself. You see Viper not really able to help him out. That's the flash on in. Will they overcommit is really the only question I have, as this is just a Leona, but they are going so deep to try to kill Delight, and yes, they will, but Ruler by himself behind the play as they look to collapse. He goes saves over the wall, tons of damage, but they turn onto him. Immediate double kill comes in for Keen, and now it's 5v3. Yes, some low health bars here for Gen.G. But they're still liking the way. They're still liking the numbers. Chovy going in by himself, but he knows he's tanky. The damage from Viper is way too much for them to handle. As the flash shuriken is going to miss, Chovy has to flash away. Gen.G barely get ahead of this fight.
This game is crazy! It's actually Gen.G to try to
They're running for Baron.
Life.
They've got control vision. They've got control vision. They're going to try to force Gen.G to rotate over.
Gen.G know about it, yeah.
They have to peel off. The peanut is just too low. So Gen.G will get the dragon. And there's just no response, unfortunately, for Hanwha Life fans here on the other side of the map.
The ghost actually saving it.
Yeah, the grand entrance
are we
looks
gnashing?
pretty good, as we got maybe a flank coming in here. Yeah, the Akali's got an angle. Zeka looking for it. They want to turn onto him. And so Zeka's angle going to be denied. And now the follow-up comes in, and Zeka's just by himself. He gets taken out essentially for free in the flank. It immediately backfires.
Duro's the flash and ult there to help secure the kill before Zeka can get out there. And that's a huge pick for Gen.G, and they'll finally take out this mid turret.
Ruler turns around and says, I am the danger, as Zeka is trying to find the flank, gets spotted. Gen.G read the play, and now they start up Nash.
Okay, this is still not a free Nash by any means. Viper doesn't have that flashback, but he is ready to fight.
It's going to be up to Peanut, but they immediately turn onto him as they burst him down. The burst out of this comp is just insane from Gen.G, and with no jungler, that just means Gen.G get a free objective, and this game was so close, but immediately it's ripped open again by Gen.G.
And because otherwise they're going to not be able to play the game for the rest of it.
And I agree, and the timing of these backs here for Gen.G gives them just enough time to rush back over as this dragon spawns with the Baron waves pushing. That bought them enough space. They get their back. Zhonya's done for Keen now. It's a huge spike for him. GA's up for Canyon. They want this soul. All they have to do is stop Viper in one fight. Viper got his IE for this one. This is likely the fight to decide the game.
Yeah, it might just be all up to Viper as the guerrilla tactics not necessarily working out as frontlining now. The light goes in, but look at the damage on the Peanut as that's a big big stun, gets Ruler down, and now Viper's got it. The spike comes in as Peanut lives and takes down the dragon, denies the soul once again. Trophy's gonna go down. And the Zunara unchecked in the fight means that HLE will win it big time.
They might be able to land.
We'll
The
see
death
if
time
they
is on like
can.
50 seconds.
Team, though, he's gonna stop the mid wave at least. They're trying to go for bot wave. I feel like maybe they could have started it up and looked for a turn, but again, that's a little bit risky with how close this game is. And the fact that, of course, Cloud Soul is on the line for both teams. They try to get Peanut, but he's just gonna flash away, and now Duro does get the double dash out of there. But that's going to be down a flash, but that's just on the Trundle as another pick on a Peanut. He's taking a bunch of damage. And they're looking for the Solar Flare. That's not even going to hit Chovy. He holds on to his summoners.
So worried about this Keen flank as well, the sandwich. But Hanwha Life have to make a choice, collapse onto Keen or fight for the Dragon.
Oh, look at the damage here onto this one. The wall's coming down, but it gets fighted by Peanut as Canyon goes into his GA. The equalizer is big. Ruler trying to frontline, but Canyon gonna be the first casualty, but Ruler untouched as his Viper. It's so much on a thin edge here. Ruler going in with the ultimate, wants to execute Viper to get his GA. And Ruler survives at the end of the fight. He will not be denied this fight. Gen.G take it down with a Ruler triple kill.
He doesn't need a GA. Only his flash and ult necessary to get Gen.G to teamfight win.
Look at his face.
The reaction on the player cam is priceless as well because he knows the risk paid off and he was able to carry his team to this final team fight victory. It took 30 in the first, but in the second it'll be a nearly 40-minute game that Gen.G wrestle away from Hanwha Life Esports to go up match point, one game away from getting revenge from the summer finals from last year. And yes, he's 10,000 damage down on Inara, but did so much more in the final fight that mattered most. And Hanwha Life Esports' comp, I didn't trust it. I mean, this composition has... I mean, they have such insane mastery of all of these champions. They have great range with the Ziggs into a mostly melee composition here for Hanwha Life. Outside of the smolder that scales incredibly well, and then start to continue to scale. I cannot stress enough, Viper's speed of getting those stacks is actually insane. One of the most consistent smolders in the LCK. Uh-oh.
Knocking the Braum at turret range. Delight, he's like, oh no, not the mines! As First Blood goes over to Ruler already. And that is so early on in the game. 5 minutes is, we got to see how that even happened. Delight now down both summoners as well.
Anyways, back to the gameplay.
I think you are 4-staff smite nowadays
Peanut?
anyway, so.
Peanut have his ult here.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of a skirmish. It's a 3-on-3 for now, but the Galio comes in a bit sooner.
Bomb.
As okay, Mom does come down the turn immediately on a Viper, but he just flaps away as the follow-up Galio ult stolen by Zeka, who is in the thick of it behind enemy lines. And then Chovy's actually the one that's in the most danger as the kick is gigantic. But nobody has gone down yet. Finally, Duro bites the dust. As the damage comes in, they take out the Smolder. But now the Silas just loves these scrappy fights as Delight will not go down the flash through, and finally Ruler gets him, but it's still a win in the fight going to HLE.
That is Challengers, baby! Let's go!
We got it one more time! In this fight, though, the setup is very strong for Hanwha Life Esports, and even though the execution of it from Zeka isn't the cleanest, he's still able to follow Chovy's Galio and get into the backline, tries to focus down Duro, but he buys so much space for Viper.
Flash.
And Delight's looking for it.
Flash on in, and Viper is, yeah, the stun comes down, and I think Chovy will be okay. Gets the level up, but eventually you just auto-attack him to death. Not seeing the Braum TP for some reason. Chovy gets baited and dies.
And these constant flag and drags in these early skirmishes are really annoying to deal with.
For me, it was the Silas as well. I mean, he was totally unchecked. He had basically no items, right? He's got cooldown boots and a catalyst now. I don't even know what he had in the last fight. Maybe just like some crystals and a dark seal. And yet he was never in any danger of dying. They just don't have enough consistent damage to ever take him down. As now, maybe they have enough as the kick is good onto 2. They're trying to burst down Peanut, and they will be able to do so. That's a shutdown here for the Ziggs. We got TP coming in as King Sante maybe a bit in trouble, but he's just going in. As now this TP, they're trying to actually punish him for it.
He's in trouble.
As Keen is still going in, still eventually will be taken out by the Smolder. As in goes Zeus 1v3, just trying to taxi his way out. The big bomb, and Delight is going to block the damage. Gets away from that one as Chovy just solo in the top lane.
You don't lie to me just because I lost.
Yeah,
Don't do
definitely.
that. No.
Anything you say
No.
goes today.
Call me out.
Sure, Chronicler, yeah. Well, anything
This-
he goes, yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the worst. Ruler!
Ruler in the ruler spot, he has a TP, or a turret rather, but it doesn't matter. He's just gonna die.
Even if there's a turret there, it's still the ruler spot. And this game is very quickly,
This Ziggs is supposed to be unkillable.
well,
He's dead, though.
He is dead. Supposed to be
So
unkillable.
what are you talking about, Valdez?
Supposed to be. Supposed
Okay.
to be.
But he's dead.
he was
not.
dead a second time, yeah.
Yeah, and
TP's
easily,
available, though.
Maybe
Canyon?
Canyon goes in and tries to seal the kick away, and eventually doesn't get onto the eye. So it's just an easy one for Peanut.
And the Smolder's sitting at 160 at 16 minutes into the game. And he's just continuing to stack. And they keep trying to kill this Ambessa. It's not working.
Yeah, the Sonic Wave not going to land, but
Jarvan's
the
on his
Lee Sin does
way.
get in. As do they have enough damage to take out Zeus? This double TP coming down from HLE. Keen just flashing away as Keen and Canyon realizing they're in a lot of trouble trying to get out here with this Cassante. As Zeka with the chains gets under
Viper's
the turret,
ult.
but they don't have the damage
Viper's
to take
ult.
out Keen. As the ult still not enough. Another redemption gonna get Keen down. A 6 bomb, and Cassante is just so dumb. He's still alive. How is he? Okay, finally the flash 2 comes in, and Viper takes him out. As Duro makes his way up, but look at the health bars now. And now really the Ziggs is unkillable. Nobody can get onto him as Peanut is desperate to do so. As Duro trying to frontline him, maybe they just have enough people to push him away from the fight. As the damage is there, the damage is done. The Rift Herald also thrown down in the top lane.
I guess with the Keen Sante that's so unkillable, maybe the real 80 carry all along was the top turret trying his best to get the damage done. Ruler tries to show up and make an impact there in the end, but it's too little, too late, and despite Keen's best efforts, it's still a successful play here after Zeus does go down. Gen.G, one last fight, one last opportunity on this dragon.
I mean, Canyon's right here looking for the steal, but Peanut has been so good on his smites. Let's see what it comes down to. Just gonna be kind of a flip as Ingo's the Lee Sin down to 35, and it goes to Peanut anyway. As he's been so good on the smites. And the follow-up here, the bomb is big, but these guys live basically forever. And accessing the back line, Ruler in a lot of trouble. They're trying to peel for him. But now your front line is just gone as well. Ruler, no escape for him. Does go down even after the satchel used defensively. As this one threat comp not necessarily working out for them. Duro in a lot of trouble here as well. They give that kill over to Viper, and HLE are running away with the game.
5,200 damage in the fight. He doesn't even have 225. He's got a lot of kills. He's sitting on rapid fire cannon, but there's just too much front line.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it, and Gen.G, they say, well, might as well throw in a risk. A big one, that is, as Zeus doing a bunch of poke damage, funnily enough, on this Ambessa. And so is Viper. The Redemption can only do so much. They're trying to get that engaged, and the access to the backline is there once again. Zeus gets it. Canyon just trying to zone them away. And it was so desperate from Gen.G. Eventually, Ruler will just be run down here as the one threat is gone. And King Sante maybe takes out Zeus, but it's not looking good in that aspect either. Finally does, but he's the only one to get a kill. As Viper has so much room, and Chovy runs tail between his legs, and Hanwha should be able to pick up this objective.
It's only 21 minutes into the game. Baron hasn't spawned yet, but it's nearly the full wipe here for Gen.G. Hanwha Life will be able to take the Otacon that Gen.G so desperately tried to take moments before and further their lead.
I mean, I wouldn't call it good news necessarily. You know, I think that if they didn't have Ziggs and this was something else, then it'd be a little harder to clear waves. They're going to contest. Anyway, by the way, 2-item spike have been hit for Ruler.
Oh, the ult on in. Zeus wants the 1v1 as Taunt comes down, and Zeus sits him down once again and picks up the solo kill. You are not fighting over this dragon now.
I mean,
You weren't fighting over it before.
He could TP down as well. It's going to force a TP out of Keen to the top side. There's just no way, no chance to contest this dragon anymore.
Hey!
Just like Max, you know?
Yeah.
For a good time. You accept Chronicler?
So many mistakes. Yeah. Wow.
Lock it in.
Well, there's no vision here on the Sparran, and somebody's got to check. Eventually, we see the Alistair ult is stolen, and they just turn onto the jungler, and Canyon is down. And just like that, they don't even need the Baron. Just get the kills and push on in, and now with those 2 kills, they will be able to take down this Baron easily enough. And they play it excellently. They don't make any mistakes.
And we had such a good plan. Target him down. And this series will continue, gentlemen.
It definitely will. The game is certainly over from here as Ruler, no escape for you, as Peanut's got his eye on you, as the flash comes out, and you are taken down. Ruler, no hope for him. No more wave clear left here on the side of Gen.G. No more hopes, as Hanwha Esports will be forcing a game number 4 in these grand finals.
Hanwha Life putting Viper on the Smolder. An expensive pick for them too, one they have really mastered, but it is well worth it in this one.
Yeah, at least you take it away from Chovy, I suppose, as you got Zeka in the pool, but you know who's not in the pool? It's Viper, as yep, he's just gonna be burning everybody down. He says, hold on a minute, let me get these kills, as the little Elder Drake that could. As they take down the Nexus turrets, they will take down the Nexus, and we have finally got a series on our hands here. At the finals, Hanwha Esports finally end up showing up.
Zeus focused hard in the side lane, handled it well, died that one time, but turned it into such a bigger win for Hanwha Life. Ends up doing 27,000 damage himself, because now you have a strong 2v2, and even in early skirmishes, there's some extra power the Victor, the Skarner, and the Ornn are not going to provide. Sure, the Ornn and the Skarner have great CC,
and I don't really think there's an angle. Keen has actually been doing a good job of keeping his health bar full. Still has 2 cookies, so should be okay.
Nice. That's what happens when you keep them on your toes. You never know. Lands the hook, it doesn't matter. We do have a bit of a dive here. Setting up in the top lane, as let's see if Keen can survive with a flash stun into the wall, and that's enough damage for Viper as he picks it up, has to flash away, but his first blood onto Hanwha Esports is 80 carry.
and this is the power of the Lucian.
Zeka no flash.
Oh, Zeka in trouble.
Yeah, this was very confusing, trying to go for that control ward. He is going to have the flash come out here from Canyon, but it might be enough as he's going to taxi out of the Raptors, and Victor with no flash, trying to kill the control ward, just gets punished here, and it's kill over to Chovy as well.
Canyon doesn't even get the assist. Level 6 is available here for Canyon. Did actually pick it up off his grump, but obviously top side is very mobile.
Jay's going in trying to beat this one, and he will be successful. Now, can they get the kill onto Keen is the question, and with Peanut here at level 5, I think you've got enough damage, but the sustain here for Keen is pretty large, and Zeus is being chunked down, has to run away. It's just going to be Keen versus Peanut. And this is a very long lane down on the bottom side, but eventually going through the wall, and the follow-up comes in from Zeus to clap him down and get the kill. With the maiden being annoying, but it's still an eventual kill to HLE.
Guarantees those slows so that Zeus can flash for the finish there with a brittle proc as the last hit.
It's a big deal that Zeus flashes though. If he doesn't and Keen gets a moment to maybe get another Q off, that could have been the difference maker. That's going to be Grubs traded for Dragon, it looks like. Hanwha Life, anything that isn't the gold deficit, even the slightest of gold leads, staying even, are immensely big wins for this composition, I would say.
Even if he's not going to be the main character of this one, which at this point appears to be Viper with that first blood he picked up, and this last pick Lucian in Game 4. Weren't sure exactly what to expect from him. We were thinking about Zeri. There wasn't a lot of options left, so had to go for something. And Lucian's got a dash and can deal with the Blitzcrank.
I mean, it's a bit of a trade-off in terms of what you could do with the early game as Delay. Let's see what he can get done here.
Now looking for the hook, but Duro, nice block. And at the end of the day, we're going to have a big trade win to HLE as Viper throws in the culling. Healing up a bit, and as you mentioned, yeah, they're just kind of roaming as a death squad.
I'm kind of wondering if they swept that brush or like Scryer orbed it, because they really don't seem to be aware of the ward. They keep trying to go for these bait setups.
I mean, Duro's just going to flash away from the damage just to make sure as the burst comes in. There's the hook on a Peanut. Do they have the damage, though? Yes, they absolutely do. As Zeus on the flank gets the double knockup. As the burst comes in, the Arcane Storm is out.
Chovy?
As now Chovy, he wants more. He is desperate for something more, but not going to keep them around for long enough. In goes Canyon, but he's taking a bunch of damage. Flashes on in onto Zeka. Down goes Zeus as well. Just chunks the two of them down. As Viper finally going to get the one. Delight also picks up yet another kill. As now looking for Chovy. He's going to get in close and does get the hook down. And they're getting so much more over the back of this fight for HLE.
And Delight ends up picking up 2 kills, but with the cut, he's giving so much gold over so many of the members here to Hanwha Esports, and he just played that skirmish so incredibly well.
As Heartsteel finished for Peanut, they're going to look at this Rift Herald, and they're bursting it down quite fast with the Lucian. In comes Canyon. And he's certainly curious about this, but yeah, they just can't even get close to it. And Delight actually going to pick up the eye.
Pyke can rotate so quickly from lane to lane.
Oh, Ruler. Oh, he doesn't want to use that ult, but he will be forced to at the end of the day. And he could have avoided a decent amount of that damage if he just used it early.
Delight's looking.
Delight's looking for it. The ult comes in, and Ruler's just free. Not looking, doesn't barrier, doesn't flash. Meanwhile,
is he out?
Oh, no way. It's so incredible. Just gets out with the Rift Herald.
There's no turret.
There's no turret. Delight is just a menace in this game. He's 3-0. He wants a bit more than a redemption. I think is going to stop the play as Delight takes a bunch of damage from the Maiden, but
they get a TP out of Chovy into the mid lane as well, and I think this is where Hanwha Life could say, all right, that's enough. We'll take this 100%. Now, almost a 3,000 gold lead for this squad here at 18 minutes.
And it's the Delight X Factor as he is able to get that pick onto Ruler, caught shopping after a lost Drake fight. Delight, half of second item also done. Ruler does have his cooldowns back available now.
Yeah. I do feel like if Gen.G keep a Phalanx, if they all stay together and keep the Cassio and Xayah together, it's not going to be easy for Pyke to get these big bounces. Speaking of which, they're going to get the flash immediately out of Viper and the cleanse. The culling on top of it all, and Peanut's just trying to get in. He's going to steal it away, and he's Skarner. He just laughs his way to the bank and goes all the way away. As yes, they are going to get this hook here on the Zeus, but it's just the one kill here for Gen.G as they lose the Drake in the trade.
We'll see if Gen.G wants to turn it into more. I think Autocal might be an option here with Zeus going down, and they are not happy with that first play, but that might be Delight's opportunity to shine.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it was still a huge win for Hanwha in terms of the microcosm of the Dragon, because Peanut, his smites have been phenomenal today.
Oh, trying to catch Chovy here. It's not quite going to work out, as they got to know this Autocon has started.
And with that cooldown gone, I think that's just it. Viper doesn't have flash. They cannot continue any further here to try to take this objective away from Gen.G, so Gen.G will take it. 11-9 Petals will explode into a larger experience lead here with the adaptive force that'll come with it. 22-9 now.
Always going to be looking, and these fights have been so explosive. Really feels like a single hook from either Delight or Duro can be the difference maker. And as I say that,
very close, going to dodge everything. Actually, the laser on top of it is now we got a TP. Zeus very far behind enemy lines. They want to turn onto him as the flash, and the hook is going to miss. As Zeus has to flash out of that one, the re-engage comes out from the horn, and the impale over the wall. Canyon straight into the wall himself, but he will not die. Peanut wants the kill, but he's flashing it at 4 people. There's Peanut, not the time or the place, but they actually do get the kill.
What?
Funnily enough, I don't even know how he died.
How did Canyon die?
Oh, we'll have to take a look at the replay as Canyon died to something.
Chovy still going forward.
And yeah, I mean, the stun comes down on a Chovy. Lots of poke damage coming down from the Victor.
Guys, that's rude. We can't just summon the Maiden.
The light's right here.
Die immediately.
Yeah, 50 gold this time on a Zeka.
Helps chase and secure kills as we are now grouping for a real objective. It has Swan, Hanwha Life looking for Soul Point here.
River first for Gen.G.
Yeah, Banana Brush control as well, but the Scuttler actually did go over to Hanwha Life Esports. So they have a lot of vision around this Baron, or rather this Dragon.
Turret's going to go down, it looks like, as well.
Yeah,
Peanut's there.
Turret's going to go down. Might just come down to a flip, and it goes over to the Xayah of all people. 3-man knockup comes in from the Ornn, and that's Yorick down. Keen just out of the play, and Angel Lee say, well, we got the pick. Rotate big time up towards the top side of the map.
Yeah, they want to grab this mid turret, it looks like here, just push this wave in and look for a siege. They can clear this ward super quickly. I just don't think Gen.G can come up to save it. So more than just a kill here onto the Yorick, they will grab that turret as well.
Look at how deep Chovy is pushing. I think he has to be really worried. Ornn's there. He might be in deep trouble. That could be Nash if he dies.
He's so fucked down the lane. Oh boy. Well, Chovy, you've cooked some great stuff before, but I'm not sure this is it. As you got a Skarner, you've got a Pyke, everything is missing for some reason, as a big ult does hit too. But eventually, you're just going to have too much damage on top of you, as they're going to give the kill over to Zeka as well. And he is nearly 1,000 gold ahead now.
There are a few question mark pings on the Baron, but no one's on it. Obviously, Gen.G can't. And I mean, even now, Zeka has been able to rotate over here. Getting closer and closer to level 16 for Zeus, just spending as much time as he can, grabbing that final bit of experience. And this is a really tense moment here for Gen.G. They had so much control in the series. They were up 2-0.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you're feeling really bad at Gen.G if you do lose it, but now they're just going to send it into the Baron. And the second the Dragon spawns, we'll see if this works out for them as they're kind of lined up in the bowling alley as two of them get knocked up by the Ornn. They pull off of the Baron, and now Keen is zoned away from the rest of the team. HLE staying together as a 5-man unit. As we do see a bit
Chovy's
of a
behind
flank
them.
coming in from Chovy, but that's a Cassiopeia flank. Not the most dangerous thing I've ever seen, but now trying to get the engage going onto this front line. Zeus is going to be burnt down. There's nobody's there. They were staying together, and then they split up as they were following Keen. Hook goes down onto Keen. And now Peanut's in a really rough spot. He's going to be taken down, and the amount of damage Gen.G is being they're just not paying attention to it at all.
It's 1 by 1, as we said earlier. The hook from Duro is the difference again as Chovy finds the flank, sets up the miasma, and they have enough damage. That's going to be Nash.
Hanwha Life just have to take this concession of getting soul point in exchange. There's no way they can fight this anymore. They don't have a jungler. And the chase, the over-chase onto Keen there is part of the undoing, but it's really the Duro grab that changes things here for Gen.G, and they set it all up. They were the ones who started the Baron looking for a turn, and Hanwha Life just did not have the cleanest chase down there. They didn't have the cleanest denial of that Baron, and now with Baron, Keen's going to take out this inner turret. The game is suddenly turned on its head in just a matter of seconds.
They get Zeus. The miasma follow-up is there. Then is the hook. And even if you're the tankiest member on Hanwha Life, as we see there, that was, by the way, before LDR was done. Chovy is also about to finish his next item. And Hanwha Life, the team fighting power is still there. There is still a fat Pyke. They just need to be so careful, because if anyone gets singled out, they're in trouble. But I think they still have the 5v5 power if they can find the front to back, instead of getting picked off 1 by 1.
Zeus running straight into them. Nice culling to do some damage, and that's a hook on a Canyon, but that is the Pantheon, and Zeus who has to flash away, but Canyon goes down! At the end of the day, this Pyke is about to get some big value. Looking for Euro. That's a second one on the board! Delight, he is here to party. He says, this game is mine, and I want to carry it. Zeus going in, maybe trying to take that away from Delight. Gotta be careful. This Delight's still on the chase here. He's gonna find Keen on the backside, not gonna land that hook, and just disengages out of there, but still so much money given back over to HLE. They're going to have to deal with him somehow. It's not going to be Zeus alone.
And that gets Brio, and this is going to force a response.
Yeah, Hanwha's on a timer. They have to be quick. They have to be quick.
Okay, that's a lot of damage in a ruler, but the culling goes into Duro. That's not the target you were looking for.
King's going to keep going. He's not going to stop.
Hanwha need to be fast on how they win this fight.
Yeah, it should just be inhibitor, you would imagine. Down it goes as we'll see what happens with the TPs, but now we're just going to have a 4v4 team fight at this point, and it comes down to the Zaya as Ruler steals it away. I mean, they were the one who started it, but yeah, no steal away from Peanut.
And Keen just gets away with this. Even if he dies here, his job is done. He avoids the second activation.
Oh, there's 5-man coming.
TP coming in. They have to,
no way.
Oh, they stopped the channel with the ult from the Victor, and this is right before the Baron. As he's trying to turn this one around on Azeka. I don't think so, buddy. Flashes for that one. And now he's down for a minute with Baron up in 12 seconds.
It feels to me like Gen.G should have pushed further there. They needed to apply pressure so that not everyone on Hanwha could just run towards that top lane. And now Hanwha Life, they only lost the Dragon, and they might get a Baron as in return.
And this is such an easy turn here for Hanwha Life. They have the Impale. Duro just fishing for a hook. He wants to get one of these carries. He so desperately needs to.
He really does, but I don't know if he's going to have an option. The culling is just used to zone. Delight's in stealth as well. Duro looking for some kind of hook. They want to access that backline, but the peel is insane. Canyon getting on in, goes into his G, and then boom, up Zeka though. As maybe that's enough. But trying to come into a flame. But Ruler will not be denied these objectives. And he's full health.
He just keeps getting them. But he might have just saved the game. He's able to secure the Baron. Zay is desperately on the chase here with Viper following up and Delight. Not enough.
Instead, he's just desperately giving kills over to Ruler. He says Ruler hasn't had enough. Let's give him some more.
They have to look for something. They know that this Baron might be with the top lane push, with the death timers. Could be the difference maker, Gen.G.
Avoid those hooks if you're Zeka, if you're Viper. They both have flash. 30 seconds until finally a soul will be decided here in this game.
You're playing Pyke without map control though, and And that is the biggest difference. Even though Gen.G weren't able to end the game off of this, top lane inhib is still down, right? Will be coming up soon as Keen takes a ton of damage.
There's a lot of poke going back and forth, but now we finally get an Impale engage, but Canyon's Pantheon lives for so long, and the damage from the Xayah and the Casio is way too much for the Ornn to deal with. They gotta get down. Let's follow up from Chovy, gigantic goes Golden, and the hook comes through, and that should be it. Gen.G with one fell swoop might have just won this game.
10,000 damage for Ruler! 10,600! He had the smite button in this game, and his damage is off the charts. Who says the Victor scales? This Xayah is the biggest on the Rift.
Feel like the Blitzcrank is scaling better than the Victor in this one. As Viper, he's desperate, he's trying to clear the waves, but he's not gonna have it. Gen.G, get the revenge for last summer, and they are your 2025 LCK Finals champion.
With an absolutely exceptional performance in this final game.
Every single member for Gen.G had a big part to play in this title win. Duro's first ever LCK title in his first appearance. He's picked up the win in an international tournament already, and now comes in as one of the best support players here out of Korea to go to Worlds. Ruler's performance, Chovy's performance. This team was world class all year long, was stopped short from going to first stand by Hanwha Life Esports, was stopped in summer last year by Hanwha Life Esports, but revenge is sweet for the Tigers this evening as they take the 3-1 victory. And Duro, listen, LCK Trophy, maybe not getting the justice for supports in POM, but right here he gets justice for Duro on the final stage.
And it is telling that his team is like, yeah, sure you can Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
This guy was the weak spot at the beginning of the year. He wasn't able to perform the way that he did, but as Ruler said, he is not the same player he was back then.